Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and welcome to, yet again, a definitely not a Hummer H1. No, this is the HUMMER H1 by Glitchworks, and as you can see, it is a console-friendly, solid axle swapped Hummer H1 based console-friendly mod. Now, this is yet another entry into original vehicles for Glitchworks, and I'm really excited to check it out, see what it can do, and also see what kind of customization options it has in the garage. And judging by the screenshots I saw of it right off the bat, and comparing those to how it starts in-game when you first spawn it in, you're gonna have a lot to work with here. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and fire it up, take it into the garage, and go through all of the customization options, and then take it on the testing circuit and see what it's all about. It actually sounds really, really good too. Alright, so as far as customization features go, it starts pretty basic. It starts pretty bare bones. Hopefully, we can take it a good ways with that, though. Also, I'm really loving these super rugged-looking wheels. Now, we start with the stock 6.2 diesel, which gives us a B+ power-to-weight rating. Then we can move up to a tuned 6.2 diesel, which gives us an S power-to-weight rating and actually a slightly higher max RPM as well. Then we can also go for a 7-liter diesel, which has also been tuned, and that gives us an S+ power to weight rating. So let's go with the tuned 7-liter diesel. And gearbox wise, we have the 5-speed default, we have the 6-speed highway, and we have the 4-speed off-road. We're gonna go with the 4-speed off-road for the first 3/4 of the test, and then later on at the end, when we go to do the bridge jump, we're obviously gonna switch to the highway box. So let's go ahead and do the 4-speed off-road. And suspension wise, we have normal height, we have lifted, and then we have droop/flex. So this one is specifically designed for crawling, as he states in the description, but he also says this will cause suspension modeling issues. So we're going to avoid that one for now and go with the lifted. And tires-wise, we're going to start with the 35-inch Goodyear MT. We can also do a BFG Baja TA, which is going to be really interesting. We've got Super Swampers. We've got actually, that's, again, another well-known mud terrain style tire. Mud truck tire, which those are almost like an agricultural tire. Super Swampers in 43. So, wow, you step up from 35s to 43s. That's a big step. Like a huge step, really. So let's do, actually, I'm debating between a couple of different options right now. I think I'm going to go with these. I really like the tread pattern. I really like the style. So we'll go ahead and run those. And winch-wise, we're going to do a, let's see, stage 4 winch. Definitely seems to be the best option right now. Spare wheel, I mean, we're not too worried about it right now because we are in the testing grounds and we have a automated repair available to us. So we're not going to do that. But we also have available a small roof rack and a jerry can in the back. And if you, by the way, if you wanted to put those in. And rooftop-wise, we have multiple different roof lighting options, one with beacons, one without. And just total roof options-wise, you have an extended roof rack, but you need the rest of the roof in order to use that, which is available down here on the rear roof option. You have the H1 slant back and the H1 rear roof. So you can go with either the slant back design or the full roof design. I think for my first build, I'm going to go with the full roof. And miscellaneous was, oh, that's cool. You can do a rear ladder as an option. Now, we also have the short snorkel and the tall snorkel. I'm going to do the tall snorkel. I think it just makes a little bit more sense, especially with what we're doing. And if you wanted to use the long rack, you could use it with the full roof like we have now. Now, exhaust-wise, we have, let's see, the exhaust stack. Oh, I see. It literally just goes out the side. I dig it. I'll run it. And you could do with or without doors. I'm going to do with doors for this build, but we'll do probably later on down the road in the future, we'll do a doors off build, most likely in a stream. So as far as wheels go, we have the H1 standard wheels, we have steelies, we have mag slots, and we have weld bead locks. I'm going to go with the H1 wheels because I actually really think they look good on this particular application, and I think they really pull the entire look of the vehicle together. And then color options wise, we have, oh, that's interesting, a snow camo color option right off the bat. Then we have some solid colors, which do look pretty good, although the rust texture there is a little bit odd, but I'm sure that's something he'll improve later on down the road. And we actually have quite the variety of camo options right now. We have kind of like a desert, you know, burnt orange style camo. We have like a red, not necessarily like a red tiger camo, but a red camo nonetheless. That's full on like desert camo. I dig all of these though. I really, really like them, and I really think they do a good job of highlighting the design of this Hummer. And I'm probably going to go with the Ooh, I'm going back and forth now. Like, I'm really, truly going back and forth on what would be the best option for this thing. I might actually do it in white. They do actually look really, really interesting in white. The only thing about that is it also changes the color of the seats completely, so that's going to be a little bit odd, but no interior customization right now, so no beans on the dash at the moment, but I'm sure that's an option that we might have later on in the future. So let's go ahead and take this thing out and see what it's like to drive. Got it fired up. Now, keep in mind, we are currently running the 4-speed off-road box, and I do also want to see what kind of trailers we have, so that's not too bad. Actually, a really good range of pull-behind trailers. Really good range of pull-behind trailers, so I could see this thing being really useful and effective in a campaign playthrough. Let's go ahead and head out to the test circuit and see what this thing is like to drive. Now, oh, it does not switch into interior view. I don't know if that's a bug on my end in my game or if that's an actual bug with the mod. I'm not completely sure. The only way I would be able to fully figure that out is if I went and did a game restart. Now, I am also testing this on the public test server, so that is of note as well. Or I should say worth noting as well. Now, making my way through the river, it literally, like, had no problems whatsoever. It was, like, fine. Literally, like, completely shrugged the river off. Set up the hill. Yeah, high range with diff lock always on, all wheels always on. Gives no problems whatsoever. This thing is like maximum freedom all the time. Let's do a little bit of crawling, see how it does. And even, you know, I gotta say, even with the lifted suspension, the flex isn't even all that bad. I mean, it stops a little short of the fenders, but, I mean, it's still, like I said before, not gonna be a bad option to go down some trails with. Easy. Good center of gravity. The fact that it didn't roll over there is actually really, really good. Really admirable. Come on, can you find any grip? Oh, wow, it did find some grip. Had to get into a little bit of a sketchy angle to do it, but it did find some grip. Let's back her up a little bit. Oh, it does not want to turn itself around for that. I'm just going to call that one and head down off the edge because I don't want to flip this thing over this early into the test. And there are certain times when you're rock crawling where you just kind of have to, know when the best time to just, you know, say, yeah, I should probably just roll down off of this obstacle. There are times when you just got to know. All right, let's go ahead and ease our way down this hill and see how it does in the mud. Now, the mud is going to be a really interesting factor of this test because that's going to be a real telltale sign of how it's going to do in a campaign playthrough because, think about it, if you're exploring, let's say, the Tamir region in this thing, you're going to have to deal with a lot of mud. And so far, in the shallow mud, it just blows right through it. But how's it going to do when we put it up against the mud lanes? And I was pretty sure that it was going to do well in the shallow stuff, but, oh, that's not bad at all. All right, mud lane number 1, done. Slows down a little in the thicker stuff. So low is going to be where you'll want to be when the mud gets a little deeper, that's for sure. Well, actually, I'm pretty impressed with low plus, actually. The low plus is just kind of moving out. Literally just moving out, not even having an issue. Not even having an issue whatsoever. I dig it. I really do. The setup actually does a good job of putting the grip to the ground without feeling overpowered in a situation like this. Because there are obviously, like I said before, a lot of players that like to have a balance of a vehicle that is just a little bit more capable and a little bit more powerful than what you might have in the vanilla game. But at the same time, they don't necessarily want to go too far over that kind of stock game balance. And this does a really good job of kind of adapting to that approach. So let's make our way now into the dips obstacle and see how she does there. Nice and easy up and over. Whoa! Actually does a nice job of avoiding getting high-centered. Now, granted, I am driving a little bit diagonally, but I'm doing that just kind of for the sake of the rig. And, again, it does awesome. I mean, if I was to go straight on, it's going to scrape a little bit, but really not enough to where I would consider it a problem by any means. By any means at all. Like, no issues there. No issues at all. Bring it on through. Not freaking bad, dude. Not bad at all. I absolutely love that. I literally love that so freaking much. All right, so let's go ahead and change the time so it's not like, I don't know, super gloomy out. And we're going to do a quick run down this side trail, and then we're going to hit the bridge jump. Now, the side trail is once again a great representation of how this would do in a campaign playthrough. And especially if you were trying to like clear out watch points really quickly, this would be the kind of terrain that you'd be driving on, right? Mixed surfaces, shallow mud, shallow water, or that transitions into deep mud and deep water really quickly, but that also has fallen trees lying around and grass in places. This is, once again, one of the best areas on this testing grounds map to actually get a feel for how a vehicle is going to perform in a campaign playthrough. So I always like to run it through here, or run the vehicles I'm testing through here. And I don't always do it, but something that I see myself using in campaign mode, I absolutely will run it through here, because I think at the end of the day, it really does reveal a lot about how a vehicle is going to perform in a campaign situation. Let's run it through this mud section. Eats it up. Yeah, you just got to modulate the throttle a little bit and it's all good. Come on, make your way up the hill. Make your way up the hill. There you go. Without getting out of high. Oh my god, that was great. That was absolutely freaking great. All right, let's swap it out for the highway bots now. And just bump the clutch. And that'll give us those extra 2 gears. And now it's time for the bridge jump. The bridge jump is going to be ridiculous in this thing. It's going to be absolutely over the top. But if this thing can stay even moderately level in the air, we might actually have a pretty good jump rig on our hands. And it might be kind of a very odd rig to classify as a jump rig, but hey, if it nosedives, it's not a jump rig. If it stays pretty dang level, I'll accept it as a jump rig for sure. It's going to be a little tricky because I can't go into interior view, but let's see how it goes. Oh, God. Oh, boy. All right, we're good now. There she goes. Dude, this is a jump rig through and through. This is 100% a total jump rig. We might have completely damaged out the suspension, but it stayed super freaking level off the jump. So incredibly level. I cannot believe how incredibly level that stayed. Now, if you guys enjoyed this test, make sure to hit that like button and let me know all of your thoughts and opinions on this thing in the comments down below. And also, check it out on mod.io, and I'll leave the link in the description down below. And of course, make sure you turn those notifications on so you don't miss any videos or streams. And that's going to do it for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.